Hey everyone, and welcome back to Smoltzy and Friends. I'm back with another Smile Challenge episode. And this one happened completely by accident. I walked into a restaurant and there was a person working at the front who greeted me. And when I looked at them, I could tell something wasn't right. They didn't look happy. So I said, "How are you doing?" They said, "Fine." They then looked at me and said, "How are you doing?" I said, "I'm doing okay." They looked at me again and said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I failed today." They immediately asked, "What did you fail at?" I said, "I failed to make you smile." And you could see the person's facial expression change. There was a bit of a smile, not a huge one, but it was there. And I said, "My goal every day is to make somebody smile." But when I walked in, I could see something was wrestling in your spirit. Something was hurting your heart. And I thought, I'm going to make this person smile. And they smiled even more this time. So I said, "Let's make a deal. Show me your full smile when a customer walks in, and then I'll tell you what's going on with me." They smiled even more. Then they looked at me and said, "Okay, so why aren't you smiling, sir?" "Well, I need a table for 5. And they said, "Okay." But then I said, "I have bad news." "Well, what's the bad news?" I said, "I'm the only one here in my party. And I know the restaurant has a rule that most of the party needs to be here before they can seat me." So I said, "That's really not the bad news." They said, "Well, what's the bad news?" I said, "The bad news is you're going to have to look at my smiling face until the rest of my party gets here." And I told them, "I have to look at your smiling face too as each customer comes into your restaurant." And we both laughed. And then something beautiful happened. As I was waiting, they started sharing with me what was really going on with them. They had been called in to work because someone else called out. And they were hoping they wouldn't have to work today because someone they loved wasn't feeling well. And they were supposed to be the person taking care of them. Suddenly, I understood. That wasn't just a person standing behind a desk who didn't look happy. That was somebody carrying something heavy. So I listened. I showed some compassion. And then I watched something beautiful happen. Customers started coming in. And every time someone walked through that door, that person I was just talking about smiled at them. And I thought, there it is. That's the smile challenge. I didn't solve their problem. I didn't change their circumstance. I didn't make the person they loved feel better. But maybe, just for a moment, I gave them a little space to breathe. And maybe that smile they gave me became a smile they gave somebody else. And that's the part I want you to think about. You never know what somebody is carrying. You never know what happened before they walked into the room. You don't know what phone call they just received, the person they're worried about, or what they're dealing with at home. But you and I can still smile at them. You and I can still say hello. You and I can still ask, "How are you doing, really?" And then actually listen to the answer. Because sometimes a smile can open a door. A simple question can open a conversation. And a little bit of kindness can create a ripple that reaches people you and I will never even meet. So here's the smile challenge today. Make that next person you talk to smile. Not because you need something from them, not because you're trying to get anything in return. Do it because you care. And if they don't smile right away, that's okay. Keep being kind, keep being patient, and keep being present, because you never know, your smile might be the first good thing that happened to them that day. So if you're listening to this episode right now, I hope this message makes you smile. And if somebody sent you this message, thank them, because they were thinking about you. And now I'm challenging you. Turn around and make somebody else smile. That's how it works. One smile, one conversation, one person at a time. Until next time, this is Smoltzy saying one smile can create a ripple effect. Have a smiling day, and I'll see you in a future episode.